Hello and welcome to PowerPoint 2021 Introduction. My name is Mo Jones and I'm happy to guide you through this tutorial for our Introduction to PowerPoint 2021. We'll cover the basic features while exploring the visually refreshed interface. I look forward to exploring what 2021 has to offer with you. Remember, this is an interactive tutorial. I will occasionally remind you to pause the video and practice what you've learned. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe. If you're looking to earn certificates and watch videos without ads, sign up for Learnit Anytime, which is our dedicated online training subscription service. Check the link in the description for more information. Welcome to PowerPoint 2021. I just launched my PowerPoint 2021 application, and I am presented with the start screen. So this is our nice start screen here. There are a lot of things that we can interact with here, but I do want to point out there are three main areas that we want to kind of focus on here. Notice that we have a big open tab over here on our top left. We also have a new tab here, and we also have our home tab. I do want to point out we're currently active on our home tab as well. So what are some of the things that we can do here on our home tab? Well, we can go ahead and open up a new presentation. We can go ahead and search for a presentation, or we can interact with this menu here, which allows us to take a look at our recent files, our pinned files, or any files that have been shared with us as well. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my recent files here. So I'll click on recent. And notice it shows me all the recent files that I've been working on. If I just kind of go down this list here, it shows the newest file first that I've worked on and the oldest file as well. As you can see, I've been working on some files today as well. And you may have a longer list than I do, and that's okay. You can always go ahead and click on more presentations, and that will give you a more exhaustive list of all the presentations that you have saved, whether on your computer or in your cloud space as well. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my pinned files. So right now I do have one file that's pinned, and pinning a file is pretty cool. If I go back to my recent files here, notice as I mouse over each file, I have the option here to pin it. Maybe I'll go ahead and pin this file here. I'll just do a quick check, click on my pinned files. And there it is. Pinning files are a very good idea when you want to make sure that you always have access to those most important files there as well. So I can go ahead and take a look at files that have been shared with me. Right now I don't have anything shared. I am connected with my Microsoft account, and so that feature is available if I were to have some files shared with me by my colleagues here as well. I can go ahead and click on the search box here and search for a file. This is useful if you have a lot of presentations and they're just not kind of showing up here on the main window. You can go ahead and type in the name that will bring up the files for you as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at some themes up here. So now we can go ahead and interact with this tab here. We can go ahead and open a blank presentation. We can open up some pre-built presentations by Microsoft. This is kind of like a welcome and a small tutorial on implementing 3D. You may recognize these themes over here to the right. These are the built-in themes here for PowerPoint 2021. Let's go ahead and take a look at some more themes. And why would you want to use a theme or a template? So these are the themes that comes with PowerPoint 2021. But if you're looking for a template, you can always interact with this menu here. So there's different types of templates. You have presentations, we have themes, educational, charts, diagrams, business. I'm going to go ahead and click on a business template, see what options are there. So these are really pre-built for you. Why would you want to use a template? Maybe you're running out of ideas. Maybe you're just kind of stuck on what you want to do. Or maybe you just want to have a really good starting point. Maybe you'll scroll through here and find something that you like, and you'll go ahead and get started with that. This one looks pretty nice. Creative presentation. going to go back here. And you can always search for some more online templates and themes as well. I'm going to head over to my third tab here, which is my Open tab. And notice from here, there's a few things that we can do as well. We can open up some files that are recent. So if I click on here, it'll show my recent files that I've opened here as well. I can go ahead and open up files that have been shared with me. Or I can go ahead and open up some files from my OneDrive account. So if I click on here, it shows me my folder. And I can go up a folder level if I want to. So I have my documents, my pictures, and I can see my files here as well. I can also go ahead and navigate for files on my computer. Right, so on this PC, if I go ahead and click on here, and this is really nice because it's a lot easier to just kind of come in here and search for your files. Sometimes it's hard to use the computer menu. Maybe you kind of forgot where you had your files. Did I save it in my documents folder or my downloads? Very, very, very difficult sometimes as well. You can go ahead and add a place. I'm already connected to my OneDrive, so I'm pretty good to go. I'll leave that alone. And then finally, if you want that old Windows menu or that Mac menu, that's fine. You can go ahead and click on Browse. This will open up the dialog box for your computer, where you can go ahead and search anywhere on your computer for that file as well. So go ahead, I'm going to go back to my Home tab here. Go ahead and pause this video. Check out some of the themes and the templates. Welcome back. Well, hopefully you were able to go ahead and take a look at some of those themes in the gallery. Maybe you were able to take a look at some of the templates as well. Lots of great features there for you. And maybe you were able to go ahead and pin some files as well. At this point, let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and open up a blank presentation. And we're going to jump in and see what PowerPoint 2021 has to offer. Notice I'm still on my Home tab and I'm in my new section. I'm going to go ahead and open up a blank presentation here. And the first thing that you notice is that you have this really nice new look here. And some of the words that kind of pop out, it just looks really clean. When you take a look at the ribbon, it looks clear. We have some more neutral tones happening here. And overall, it just looks really smooth and really, really simple as well. So this is our new look. And notice we have some simple icons here. We have some rounded edges on our ribbon. And this makes it look really, really nice here as well. And so remember, we have our ribbon, which is really the main driving force behind our presentations here. So we have this ribbon, which is really a nice way of just condensing all of these commands that we really like and love to use in PowerPoint. It was a very, very good solution to kind of condense everything in the form of a ribbon here. And let's just take a quick review of what the ribbon is all about. So notice this is the entire ribbon. So we have several ribbon tabs. So we have our File tab, we have our Home tab, Insert tab. We have this new Drawing tab, which we'll talk about a little later as well. We have our Design tab, Transitions, Animations, Slideshow. To record, we have a Record tab as well. Review, View, and we also have our Help tab as well. So the whole concept here is that for each tab, you will have different command groups. So right now, I'm on the Home tab. And notice I have several command groups. So I have my clipboard group here, which has commands related to our clipboard, so we can paste, copy. We have our slides command group here. We can interact with different slide commands. And our all popular font group here that we can interact with and format our text. We have our paragraph command group here as well. And we also have our drawing. And finally, we have our editing command group here as well. So really nice way. We spend most of our time here in the font group. So if I click on inside of my content placeholder here, it becomes active. And now I can apply some formatting here if I want to. A really cool feature, if I just move my mouse up to the top here in between any of these ribbon tabs. If I just scroll, I can actually scroll through each ribbon tab, which is really, really pretty cool. So I'm going to go back here. You may be wondering, where is our quick access toolbar? Right? It looks like it's missing. Normally, it's right up here, but this is not our quick access toolbar. These are just some default for saving our presentation here. That's a new feature. I want to make sure that we can always save our presentation. So our quick access toolbar is actually now here, which is below our ribbon. So it's right here. As you can see, I've already added some commands to my quick access toolbar here. So what is the quick access toolbar? Why would you need it? If you work often in PowerPoint, you already know a lot of the commands that you use often. And instead of just kind of scrolling and going through each ribbon tab, you can just pin your favorite commands here. So for example, I know that I like to use the spell checker often. So I went ahead and added my spell checker here. I like to use the bold text feature. So I went ahead and added my bold here as well. I'm going to go ahead and add my highlighter by right-clicking. And it's as easy as just saying, add it to the quick access toolbar. Yeah. So now I have a few commands. I think I'll keep it simple. If I keep adding it, it's just going to keep growing and growing over to my right. So I'll leave it there for now. We do have the drop down here for the quick access toolbar. So you can always go ahead and click on it. And you can add commands right here. So if you want to add some, you can do that. Or if you want to remove a command, if I wanted to remove my spell checker, I can just unclick it here. My spell checker is gone. If I want to remove something, I can also right click on the quick access toolbar. And I can say, go ahead and remove this from the quick access toolbar. If you want to move it, you can do that. Click on the menu here. And we can go ahead and say, show this above the ribbon. This will move it above to the top of the ribbon for us. So notice it has moved. Now it's right here at the top. Maybe you prefer it to be there. It's up to you. But go ahead and play around with it. Go ahead and move your quick access toolbar to wherever you want to move it. Go ahead and take a look at the menu options here. Take a look at each one and see what kind of lives inside of these as well. Play around with them, customize it. Another thing that we can do over here is we can interact with our ribbon. So we can click on our drop down. Notice from here, we can completely hide the quick access toolbar if we want to. We can go ahead and enter full screen mode if we want to. Or if we want to, we can just go ahead and show the tabs only. One of the great features of PowerPoint, just mousing over often gives you an idea of what the command does. So for show tabs only shows the ribbon tabs. Click a tab to show the ribbon with the commands. We can also go ahead and hide it. And there's a lot of things that we can do. We can uncheck, always show the ribbon, and the ribbon will go ahead and collapse for us. So configure your ribbon, configure your quick access toolbar, pause this video, and come right back. Okay, welcome back. Well, hopefully you were able to go ahead and make some changes to your quick access toolbar and make some changes to your ribbon as well. One of the features that I really like about PowerPoint is our search feature. Notice we do have this search box here at the top of our screen. And this is more than just searching. Normally you think search is searching for a keyword or an item in your presentation, but it's much more than that. It has several layers of results for us. We'll go ahead and take a look at that as well. Just going to go ahead and click inside of my search box here. And maybe I forgot just what themes are all about. And I want to go ahead and add a theme to PowerPoint here. So I'll go ahead and type the word theme and look at what it's doing. It's giving us some really, really nice options here. So for example, it's giving us actions that we can take. It's giving us some additional help. It's giving us this find feature. It's also giving us access to files that refers to a theme. And we're also getting more results. So a lot of different options here. And I really, really like this feature. Let's go through each of them and see what kind of lives there. So again, I'm just going to go in here and type theme. And as far as the actions are concerned, if I just mouse over, look, I can go ahead and apply a theme right here. Pretty cool. And notice as I mouse over each theme, it's applying it to my current presentation, giving me a preview of what it would look like. So I can browse through the themes here as well. I can go ahead and look for theme colors. So notice by default, we have the office theme here. Go ahead and change these as well. Okay, so different actions here as well. We can get some help on themes. And so if I were to just go ahead and click on this arrow here, it gives me some different options here. I can change the look and feel of Office, right? So just some nice little tutorials there as well. If I wanted to go ahead and look for the word theme in my presentation, I can go ahead and look for it as well. And then there's some files that PowerPoint is searching based on that keyword. Maybe there's a file that corresponds to that theme here as well. And if I wanted more options here, I can get more search results such as definitions, images, and more from Microsoft Bing. So if I click on there, it opens up a little sidebar here for me, a side pane, and I can get a definition here. And so here's my definition of a theme. I can get some more suggestions down here, some more tutorials. And so really, it's just a really, really nice feature. If I scroll all the way to the bottom here, I'm getting some media results relating to themes, more help. And then finally, I get some web hits here as well. And so what I like to tell people, if you don't know how to perform a task in PowerPoint, maybe you forgot, maybe things moved around, go ahead and use that search bar. You'll be surprised at the results that you'll find. Go ahead and type in the search bar. Go ahead and look for a few different items there and take a look at that menu and take a look at how many different layers of results it will give you. So go ahead and pause this video, play around with the search bar there, and I'll see you soon. Welcome back. Well, now let's go ahead and start talking about developing our presentation here. So for our plan today, we're going to document what we're learning. We're going to create a slideshow to document what we're learning. Each slide will represent a different feature of PowerPoint that we're learning. So right now we're on our title slide. I'm going to go ahead and just give it a title here. So this is PowerPoint. And the subtitle is waiting for me. I'm just going to go ahead and type the word introduction here as well. Very good. So right now, notice our default slide is a title slide. It gives us a title and it gives us a subtitle here. So let's go ahead and insert another slide. There's several ways that we can insert a new slide. Notice right now, I do have the first slide over here in our slide pane. I do have it selected. So if I were to press the Enter key, it would give me an automatic slide here, which is a title and content. I'm going to go ahead and delete this slide by right-clicking on it. I'm going to go ahead and delete this slide. But what we want to do, we want to kind of go ahead and make use of the menu. So notice I'm on the Home tab here. And in my Slides group, I'm going to go ahead and interact with the New Slide command here. So I'll go ahead and click on that drop down. And it's asking me now, well, what kind of slide do I want to insert? These are different slide layouts. So this is the title slide, similar to what we have now. We do not want to insert another title slide, right? We want to kind of get going here. We have a title and content. As you can see, we can create a section header. If we wanted to kind of create different sections in our presentation, we can do that as well. We have two content. This is very, very popular. We can have two content side by side with a title. We have comparison. The only difference between comparison and two content is that you get a small text box on top of each content placeholder. Allows you to add more information there as well. You can add a title only slide. This is beneficial if you want to have a title, but you want to have a lot of room where you can add different types of content, media, and things of that nature as well. If you really want a blank canvas, you do have the option to insert a blank slide as well. The other two that we can insert is a content with a caption. This kind of puts things on the left margin for you and leaves the right side to have your content. Then we have our picture with caption. Okay. So these are different slide layouts. I'm going to go ahead and insert my title and my content here. So notice I have my title here, and I have what's called a content placeholder. So this big box here is a content placeholder. And as you can see, there's several things that I can insert here. A table, a chart, SmartArt, 3D models, an icon, video, stock images, or pictures, whether from my computer or from online as well. But before we start typing on this slide, we need to start thinking about colors and fonts and effects, right? What are some of the colors that we want to add to this? Well, when we're talking about colors and fonts and effects, we are talking about design. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my design tab here. Go ahead and click on it as well. And we notice a few things here. So I can go ahead and insert a theme. And once I insert that theme, I can get additional variants here. So I can have a variation within my very own theme. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my row icon here. But before I do, I'm just going to go ahead and mouse over each theme. And it's giving me a nice preview of what it would look like. Okay, so very nice here. If you want to see all of them, just click on the More button here. And you can see all of them right here as well. You can browse for more themes if you want to online, but these are here. I like Iron Boardroom. I'm going to go ahead and select that one. And I'll just go back to my title slide to kind of see how that looks. Okay, nice variation of purple there. I'll go back to my other slide. That looks pretty good. I think I'll go ahead and just change the variation there. Maybe I'll take a look at some of the variants here that I have access to. And I'm just going to go ahead and mouse over each one. So this is kind of a greenish effect. Here's a blue. Here's a reddish orangish. I like this blue. I'll go ahead and select that one. I'll take a quick peek at my title slide just to see how it looks. I think that looks nice. Not too bright, not too crazy, pretty subtle, simple, but very, very nice as well. So now we're ready to go ahead and start working on our second slide here. So go ahead. I want you to go ahead and pause this video. Go ahead and choose a theme and go ahead and add a variant to that theme if necessary. And then come right back and we'll continue to develop our lesson here on slide number 2. Okay, so now it's a good time to take a quick pause and take a look at some of our shortcuts here. So we'll give this slide the title of Shortcuts. And one thing that we have not done yet is we have not saved our presentation. And we can go ahead and save we can press the F12 key. We can also go ahead and press Ctrl+S, and that will save for us. I'm going to go ahead and press the F12 key here. And it's going to go ahead and bring up my presentation here. I'm just going to go ahead and call this PowerPoint Intro. I'll save that to my Documents folder there. Of course, you can always go back to your File tab and press Save as well. Ctrl+S will actually save the file for you as well. So the first time you press Ctrl+S, it will ask you, where do you want to save the file? And then after it's saved, if you press Ctrl+S again, it will just update the file for you. It will update your changes, but it will not open a menu for you as well. Okay. So once again, I did say earlier that we like to spend a lot of time up here in our font group. So we'll take advantage of some of the shortcuts that are in here as well. And so let's talk about bolding. Now, one of the great features here, if you just mouse over bold, it tells you the shortcut right there. So to bold text, you just press Ctrl+B. So I'm going to go ahead, so bold. I'll go ahead and highlight that. And I'll press Ctrl+B. Bold it for me. Very good. So Ctrl+S. plus B will do that for us. We like to have italics as well. And if we just right back up to our font group, Control plus I. So I'm just going to go ahead and double click. This will select all of my text. I'll press Control I. That will italicize that for me. I don't want this to be bold. I'll press Control B and remove the bold from it as well. So Control plus I. And we'll do underline as well. Not many people use underline anymore just because it kind of looks like in hyperlink. A lot of people think. So Control B is for bold, Control L is for I, and so Control U will be for underline. Let's go ahead and Control U that. I'll remove the bold by pressing Control B from here as well. And there you go. So there's underline. So we have Control plus U gives us underline. Well, what if we want to kind of change the alignment here as well? So notice right now it's left aligned. And we know it's left aligned because if we go up to our paragraph group here, which is our second command group here, we can see right here that it is left justified. But what if we want to go ahead and center our text or maybe align it to the right? We have some shortcut keys as well that we can use for that. So we just go right here. If we want to center, it's Control E. So center, align is Control plus E. I'm going to triple click here to select all of my text on that line. I'll go ahead and press Control E. Centers that for me. Very good. So now what if I want to right justify it? Just mouse over, it's Control R. So now I'll put right align. And this is Control plus R. I'll triple click again to highlight everything on this line. I'll press Control R. There you go. Those are just some quick shortcuts there. Very basic shortcuts, but they're there for us. They're very, very useful. Let's go ahead, type some text in this box. If you want to type these, that's perfectly fine. But go ahead and practice some of the common commands over here in our font group and our paragraph group as well. Get some practice, pause the video, and then come right back. Welcome back. Now let's go ahead and talk about editing text, one of my favorite things to do in PowerPoint, besides animations and transitions. So I'm going to go ahead and head over back to my home tab here. And I'm just going to go ahead in my slide command group, get a little more practice here inserting slides. This time, I'm going to go ahead and click on the drop down here. And what I want this time is I want to content. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on to content there. And notice we have two placeholders here that we can interact with as well. I'm going to go ahead and give this a title. I'll just call this editing text. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to write my 4 favorite Microsoft apps here. So I'll go ahead and put Excel. I'll put Word. Put PowerPoint. And then I'll go ahead and press Enter. And then I'll put Outlook. Very good. Now, notice this is a bulleted list, or depending on the type of theme that you chose. So mine is a bulleted list, and I know that to be true because on my home tab, if I go back to my paragraph, I can look right here and I can see that this list is bulleted here as well. Okay. What if I want to change these bullets? I don't want it to be, little triangles. Maybe I want them to be something else. I can go ahead and click on this drop down here, and I can get a preview of what they would look like. However, notice only my last item there is changing. That's because what I have to do is I have to make sure that I have the entire content placeholder selected. So currently, we can see a dotted line kind of around my content placeholder here. When I click inside, it's a dotted line. What I want to do is I want to move my mouse to the border and then go ahead and click it until I see this solid line. And now I can apply a universal change to this content placeholder. So now if I go back to my bullets here, I can go ahead and apply some square bullets, maybe some star bullets here. I'll go ahead and apply the stars as well. Very nice. Okay, so this is actually an unordered list. So if it has to do with bullets, it's an unordered list. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this data over here. I'm gonna right click, say copy. I'm gonna move to my other content placeholder here. And I could just go ahead and press the Control V. Or I can just right click. I notice that I have different paste options here. So I can use the destination theme. I can keep the source formatting. I can copy it or paste it as a picture, or I can just go ahead and keep the text. I'll go ahead and just use the default here. But what if I don't want these to be bullets? I want them to be numbers. Let's go ahead and grab that border, click here. And this time in my paragraph command group, I'm gonna go ahead and click on the numbers here. Now, just like that, I change this from a bulleted list to a numbered list here as well. Well, let's go ahead and apply some formatting here or some editing. And we're just going to spend some time up here in our font group. And let's go ahead and apply a different font type, size, and color for each of our items here. So I'm going to go ahead and double click Excel. And maybe I'll go ahead and give it the next font in the group, which is this agency. And I'll go ahead and give this maybe that Excel green here, or like this. Go ahead and double click on Word. And notice I have this little mini tool here as well. So if I want to, I can, after I double click, I can actually change it right here if I want to. So maybe I'll go ahead and give this the Algerian font. And I'll change the size. I can either change the number here, or I can just increase the font size by here. I'll give it 24. Now I'll go ahead and try to give that Microsoft Word blue. Maybe I'll give it this one here. And then PowerPoint. Just go ahead and grab PowerPoint. This time I'll go back to the menu. And let's see what our next font is here on our list. So we have this font here, which is hard to pronounce. I'll go ahead and make this a little bigger, maybe give it 28. And I'll give this another color here. Orange for PowerPoint. Very good. Finally, I'll go down to Outlook here. And I'll give Outlook the next font on our list here, which is Arial. And maybe I'll make this 20. And I'll give this a different shade of blue here than my Microsoft Word. Maybe a darker. There we go. And so there you go. We're able to go ahead and just apply different formatting to our text here. Let's go ahead and insert a text box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go head over to my Insert tab here. And I'm going to go ahead and insert a text box. Okay. So to insert a text box, you want to head on over to our text command group here. I'm going to go ahead and insert this text box. Inserting a text box is it's a pretty good idea when you just want something to stand out on a slide. And the good thing with the text box, it doesn't really obey the rules. You can put it wherever you want to without kind of interfering with the other content on our slide here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this down here. Notice you have a little sword looking icon here. So now you have to go ahead and draw that text box. And what I'll do, I'll just write the word tips in here. So if I learn any tips along the way, I'll go ahead and just write the tips that I learned in here as well. I do want to point out that because now I'm clicked on an element, such as the text box here, I do get a contextual menu. So if I look up here at the top right of my ribbon, I see shape format. It's almost saying, hey, click on me. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. So it's recognizing my text box here as a shape. And there's a lot of things that we can do with it. We can actually apply a shape style. So if I hover over these shape styles, take a look at how my text box is changing. Maybe I'll move it up here so it's a little easier for us to see how it changes. And if I scroll down, so as you scroll down, you get more options. Go from outline to fill colors. Some of these have fill colors with an outline. So it really depends on what you want to do. Go all the way to the bottom. You have different variations here. Maybe I'll select this one here, this moderate effect, light turquoise, accent 5. And I'm going to go ahead and move this down here to the bottom of my screen. And what I'll do, maybe I want to go ahead and align it. Notice that I'm still on this contextual menu here for my shape format. So over here in my arrange, I can go ahead and align this. So I'm going to go ahead and align it all the way to the bottom. And then I'm going to align it all the way to the right, just so that it's kind of out of the way on my slide here. And I want to enter this on the following slide. So I'm going to go ahead and right click, and I can save this as the default text box. So again, I just right click on my text box here. And right here, 4 from the bottom, I can set it as the default text box so that when I insert a text box next time, it will look exactly like this, the formatting that I created for here as well. So go ahead, pause the video, insert a text box, give it some style, write the word tips in there, and just practice taking a look at the different fonts and colors that we have in PowerPoint. And I'll be right back. Very good. Okay, so notice I did add a small tip here. And the tip is that we can save a text box as default. Let's talk about adding graphics. Pictures are a really great way, and graphics are a really great way to make your presentation stand out. So let's go ahead and add some. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a slide here as we have before. This time I want a little more flexibility with my slides. So I'm just going to select title only so I can have a little canvas to work with, so I can insert some pictures and some shapes and take a look at some of the features that we have available for that as well. So title only, and I'll title this one graphics. Graphics here. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go up to my Insert tab. Earlier we visited this tab when we inserted a text box. Now I'm going to go back here, and I'm getting some recommendations here. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and insert a picture. Now notice when you click on the picture drop down, you have several options here. So you can insert a picture from your device. We can get stock images from Microsoft, or we can look for some online pictures here as well. Of course, we do want to be careful with copyright and make sure that we're using images with permission. So the best option here is if you own the image, obviously you want to go ahead and upload that. I'll go ahead and check out the stock images here as well. So I'll click on stock images here. And maybe I'll grab these guys right here, these two eagles. Okay. But notice we do have several options here to go ahead and insert, right? So we can insert images, icons, cut out people, stickers, videos. Videos are really small GIFs. They're not really that long, but they can help your presentation as well. We have illustrations. We have cartoon people. Let's actually take a look at each of these and see what kind of lives in them. Let's see. So we have just various icons here that we can use to add in. These are pretty safe to add these in. And we have other options here. So we can look for bugs. We can look for sports, business. We have cutout people, which I think is pretty hilarious. We've got some stickers. Everybody loves stickers now. So we have lots of stickers that we can use. The library is growing, not that big right now. And here are those videos I was telling you about, the little GIFs. And if you just kind of mouse over it, it gives you a little preview. there. Yeah, it's really nice. Rubber duckies on the water. We have some illustrations here as well. And again, we have a sub menu. So if you wanted to look for things related to a party, you can get a nice cake there. And then finally, you have cartoon people that you can use. So there's a lot of graphics at your disposal here. I'm going to go back to images. And I'm going to insert these guys here into my presentation. Now, as you can see, it opened up really, really big here. It's kind of taking over my entire screen. So what I want to do, obviously, I want to resize this. But just keep in mind, there's different ways that you can resize this. I know a lot of times we want to go ahead and kind of, grab these guys here at the sides or at the top to go ahead and resize them. But when we do that, it kind of changes the balance of the picture. And so what we want to do is we want to go ahead and grab it from the corners. Okay? So we go ahead and grab it from any corner. And as you resize it, it keeps the picture, it keeps the aspect ratio of the picture here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab any of these corners. I notice it's just keeping my picture in balance there. I'm going to go ahead and move these guys over here. And if I were to use one of these from the side to the top, notice how it's just kind of smushing my picture there. Well, that's not what I want. Okay. So you want to use one of the corner handles here to resize it. Very good. Now, remember that contextual menu that we saw for that text box earlier? Well, a picture is another element. And so, rightfully so, we also get a contextual menu for a picture. So if we take a look up here, we have our picture format. So notice if I click away from the picture, it goes away. Click back on the picture, it comes back. It's almost telling me, hey, click on me. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to do here because there's a lot of features that we can use in PowerPoint. And if you have any personal pictures that you want to edit, this is a pretty good editor here that you can use for your pictures as well. So we have some adjusting that we can do over here. We have some different picture styles that we can apply as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those. So we can remove background. This is a really nice tool. We'll come back to this as well. Let's go head over to corrections. Just click on this drop down here and we can sharpen or soften the picture. And as we kind of just mouse over each, it gives us a nice preview of what the picture would look like. Okay, very good. We can adjust the brightness or the contrast. It's very bright here. But really depending on what you want, you can go ahead and, well, that looks pretty cool. Maybe I'll accept this one here. We can recolor it if we want to. So if I click on color, I can apply different shades to it here. Give it a really nice, artistic effect here if I want to. I can make it give it a nice variation of gold or green or yellow or blue. But this is great because I'm not clicking on it. I'm just mousing over it and it's giving me a nice preview of what the picture would look like when I'm finished here. It's nice black and white. So really nice options here. We can apply some artistic effects here as well. I like to use this one. Kind of gives you those glowy edges. It's pretty cool. We have this photocopy option here. We have this blur option up here as well that you can use. And we have kind of this glass, this stained glass look, which is really, really nice as well. And then maybe I'll go ahead and see, I'll select the watercolor sponge here. Then obviously you can go ahead and you can set the transparency. Why would you want to set the transparency? Maybe you want to put text to kind of overlay on this picture. And you want the text to be visible, so you can go ahead and just set your transparency there. I want to leave it alone here. You can also go ahead and change the picture if you want to. You can go ahead and, if that picture is no longer relevant for you, you can go ahead and change it. And then if I went too crazy and made too many changes, I want to reset the picture, I can go ahead and reset it here. So I can either reset the picture by discarding all of the formatting that I made, or I can reset the picture and the size. Let's just try to reset the picture here. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at our Remove Background tool here. So here's our Remove Background tool. Remember, you get this by first clicking on the picture, going to the picture format here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And what this does, this will remove the background. And right now it's doing its best to kind of remove the background here. So I just have to make sure that I grab the heads of my eagles here. So I do have my options up here to kind of, make things right here, to include their heads. So I can select whether I want to mark areas to keep, or I can mark areas to remove. Most of the background is removed here. That's identified here by this pinkish, purplish, lavenderish color. So I'm going to go ahead and select areas that I want to keep. And I'll try to draw a picture, or draw a little circle around the head here. Okay, getting close. Maybe for this guy, let's see if I have any better luck here. Obviously, if you have a touch screen, this works a lot better. I'm trying to do this with a mouse. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm getting closer there. I'm not going to waste too much time here. By no means am I an editing expert, but I'll do the best I can. Okay. And so if I want to, if that's fine by me, maybe I'll remove some of this here. So I'll mark some more areas to remove. I don't want some of this to be in there as well. Okay. And so if I want to go ahead and say keep all changes, see what that looks like. So the background is kind of removed. Well, most of it. Now I have my eagles here, ready to soar, ready to fly. Very, very good. Okay. Excellent. So let's go ahead and insert. Go ahead and insert a, let's see, we'll insert a shape here. We have several shapes that we can insert as well. So I'm going to go back to my Insert tab. And under the illustrations here, I have shapes. Some built-in shapes here that are right inside of our PowerPoint application. Maybe I'll insert this smiley face here. And I'll go ahead and draw this guy over here if I want to. Now, PowerPoint has these kind of red lines that kind of show up. They kind of guide you along the way to kind of make sure that things are kind of lining up properly. So I'll just kind of move until I see the line here. I'm good to go. So just like with our text box and with our picture, we also get the contextual menu for the shape format. And so if I want to go ahead and apply some layouts here, I can. Maybe I want this to be a little more bluish. Maybe I'll give it a color like that. It looks happier like that. Go ahead and apply that. And if I wanted to do a shape fill, I can change the fill color automatically if I want to. I can add a shape outline if I wanted to do that as well. And what I really like to play with is these shape effects. So if I click on shape effects here, I have some presets that I can use. So I can just kind of highlight or hover over each one. It's giving me a nice little preview of what it would look like. So some of these have various shadows. Some of them, they're fixed in a certain way, diagonally, or giving you a different perspective as well. That looks pretty cool. We have some other shadow related ones here. Okay. We have reflections. Reflections are pretty cool. They tend to look very nice on slides as well. So we have some really long reflections, some short ones here. Maybe I'll give it this reflection here. And we also have different types of glows that we can use. So if you want to brighten it up here, we can do that. Okay. And we can also do that with our picture. So if I go back to picture format, I can go ahead and apply some picture effects here as well. So again, I have the same presets for my eagles there. So the whole idea is you have a lot of options here to kind of customize any picture or any graphic that you insert, whether it's an icon, whether it's a picture, whether it's a shape, anything here. You have a lot of editing options here to go ahead and do that. Maybe I'll give this a glow. There we go. Very good. So go ahead, insert some shapes, insert some stock images or some icons, and go ahead, and once you click on it, pay attention to that contextual menu. It's asking you to click on it so that you can go ahead and apply some formatting to your graphics here as well. We'll go ahead and insert our text box as well. We'll draw it down here. Once again, we set it as the default. And so we have the option here, waiting for our tips. So write your tips and go ahead and play around with your graphics. Come right back. Welcome back. Well, hopefully you had some fun inserting some images and some shapes and editing it as well. Let's go ahead and talk about the Eyedropper. Eyedropper is a really powerful tool in PowerPoint that allows you to add custom colors that are hard to find and be able to apply them to various elements and objects in PowerPoint. Notice I have prepared this slide for you. So I do have 4 smiley face icons that I went ahead and inserted here. I also have a picture over here on the right side. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and click on my smiley face here. And I'm going to go ahead and make use of that contextual menu for the shape format as we have been doing the last few slides. And what I want to do, I want to go ahead and drop a color in there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Shape Fill. And maybe this happens to you from time to time. You're trying to look for a particular color, but it's just not there. Now notice that these are theme-based colors. So depending on the theme that you selected, you will have a specific set of color options here. We do have our standard colors here, our standard colors here on the color wheel. But what if you're looking for a specific color and it's just not working for you? Well, this is where the eyedropper comes in. And I'll just go ahead and mouse over the eyedropper here. Pick a fill color by clicking within the app window. To pick a color outside of the app window, click and drag. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And the way that this works is, it looks like a little baby eyedropper tool here. But if I move this, notice how that little square, it's recognizing the color that I'm clicking on, and it's going to fill that up for me. So right now it's blue, but here's the situation. I inserted this picture here because it has some really nice colors in there that I want to use. And so now, because I was not able to find the colors I was looking for under the shape fill because of my theme, I can go ahead and copy any of the colors that I see here in this picture. So maybe I want to go ahead and grab this blue here. Okay. I'll go ahead and just click on it, left click. Notice how it applies it right here to my smiley face. I'll go ahead and do that again. Click on my second smiley face here. Head up to the shape format, contextual menu. Drop down for shape fill. Click on the eyedropper. And this time maybe I want this color here. And notice if I just kind of leave my mouse still, it gives me the RGB value here for that particular color, which is really, really cool. So the RGB value here for this lavender is 238, 224, 254. It's going to go ahead and left click. It applies that lavender for me. So we've been dealing with some colors that are, inside of our slide here. What if I want to grab this orange, right, from our menu here? Well, it's slightly different. The only thing we have to do differently when we move off of the slide, we have to make sure that we left click and drag in order to get that color. So the whole idea behind the eyedropper, you can grab any color you want by either inserting a picture right here or going to another slide, pointing on another color on another slide, even from your menu. So in this case, we'll grab one from our menu here. Go back to my shape format. shape fill, eyedropper. This time I'm going to left click and drag. So now I can grab this orange color here that I wanted. Very good. And now for our last one, we'll go ahead and grab this last smiley face here. And let's see, what color do I want this time? We'll go ahead and click on shape fill. Go back to the eyedropper. Now notice the eyedropper is only available on certain menus. Okay, so in this case, we're doing a shape fill, so it's available here for us as well. Let's see, this time, maybe I want to grab this color from my save button. Let's see if I can do it up here. Let's see if I can grab this color. There we go. All right, very good. So that's the eyedropper. Do as I did, go ahead and insert a picture that has some nice colors that you want. Use the eyedropper and just go ahead and copy them over to your smiley faces here. Go ahead and include your tip as well. Pause this video, have some practice, and come right back. Welcome back. Well, hopefully you had fun with the eyedropper. I certainly did. Now let's talk about modifying objects. Objects are a really great way to really make your presentation stand out. You can insert various objects. In this example, I have a slide that's pre-created for us. And if you notice, I did insert 3 text boxes here. And I also have 3 icons that I'm using with permission here for Microsoft, PowerPoint, Word, and Excel. And we do have our tips text box down here as well. So let's talk about editing objects, formatting, grouping, arranging, and then animating here as well. So let's talk about editing. Remember, we have worked with the text box so far. And remember, when we click on an object, we do get that contextual menu for our shape format or our picture format. So we're going to be interacting with these menus as we make some changes to these objects that are on this slide here. So what I want to do here, I want to kind of create a little staggered approach here, maybe like a stepped approach. So I'm going to go ahead and move things around here a little bit. Just for right now, just want to make some room. And let's see, maybe I want this to kind of be halfway through. I'll use my guiding red lines there to kind of give me a nice visual of where I am. And let's see, this one I want to move also here, but I want it to be the same distance between the two. So I think right there. Very good. So I have a nice stepped approach here as well. And now, so they're kind of aligned the way that I want them to be. But now what if I want to go ahead and move them? Instead of moving them one by one, what I can do is I can go ahead and group them. And I'll group them just by clicking on one, holding down the control key, clicking on the other one, holding down the control key still, and clicking on the other one here. So now I can move them together in unison. So now if I just want to kind of move them over to the right, I can go ahead and group them in that way as well. Okay. So this is the temporary grouping. I can go ahead and let go. But now if I want to permanently kind of group these together, notice if I let go, now the grouping is broken. I can move them one by one. But if I want to go ahead and I can select all of them, okay, just by, once again, control clicking on them and going up to my shape format here, right over here, all the way to my right in the arrange section. We used this earlier to align our text box. Well, this time I'm going to go ahead and group them together. So now I can permanently group them together. Notice I get a huge rectangular box around them that shows me that they're grouped. So if I try to move one of them individually, I can't. They're all moving all together here. Okay. So if you want to go ahead and break up the group, you can go ahead and ungroup it just by clicking on group and saying ungroup here. I want to ungroup them temporarily because I want to go ahead and make some edits here. So on the bottom, I want to have Microsoft Word. So I want this to kind of be, have some of the blue colors in here as well. So I'll go ahead and grab a shape style And what I want is, let's see, I just want the outline. I don't want the fill color. So let's see, maybe I'll grab this one here. So notice they're all still grouped. I'm gonna go ahead and click away and select this one individually here. And maybe I just want that blue outline here. Very good. And the next one I want is going to be PowerPoint. So I'll grab that orange. This time I'll click on the more and grab that orange outline here. And then the third one will be Excel. So I'll grab that green outline by clicking here. And let's see, grabbing this is the closest to green that I have here, green accent 6. Very good. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to kind of just move these individually to each section here, but I want these to all be the same size. So I'm going to go ahead and try to resize them together. So I'll hold down the control key and select all of them. Let's see what happens if I were to try to resize one of them. So notice they're all resizing together. But I already know that they're different sizes. So I'll go up to my picture format here. And let's see if I can kind of give all of them the same size here. So I'll try to apply the same height and the same width here as well. And let's see, I think that looks pretty good. All right. So now I can go ahead and drag this over, drag them over individually here, just like that. And if I want to be very, very particular about the spacing, what I can do is I can go to my View tab, which is right here, and I can go ahead and turn on my grid lines. Okay, so I can turn my grid lines on, which are right here. So that will give me more control, right? So I can see exactly where those lines are. Maybe those red lines are not working for you. So now I have my grid lines here. Now I can kind of try to line them up a little better here. That's pretty good for me right now. I'll leave it like that, right? And just like that, we have a pretty nice layout here. I'm gonna go ahead and type Excel in here. And then here, I'll go ahead and type PowerPoint. And for down here, we'll go ahead and put Word. Very good. All right. So now we went ahead and we're able to make some edits, some formats. We talked about grouping them. And now what I can do, if I want to group all of these together, right? Maybe I just want to move it to the top a little bit instead of moving them individually. So I can go ahead and temporarily group them. And now I can just press my up arrow. Okay, so now I can move it up a little bit here. Maybe I can move it a little bit to the right. So this is where grouping comes in. Now I can go ahead and just kind of make this official by grouping all of them together. Right? But I don't want to do that, not right now, because what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and kind of provide some animations here. So what if I want to animate it so that Excel and its icon comes in at the same time? Well, I can go ahead and group them. So this time I'll go ahead and click on the shape format. I'll group them together. So now these are grouped. I'll perform the same grouping with PowerPoint and its corresponding image here. Click on group. So now they're grouped. Do the same thing with Word. Click on group. So now I have 3 objects, right? Instead of 6. So now what I can do, now I'm ready to actually go ahead and animate them. So if I want to go ahead and apply a basic animation, I can go ahead and do so. So I'll go ahead and click on animation here. Notice I have my first group here, clicked on Excel, and I want it to fly in. So now I have the opportunity to have them fly in together as opposed to separately here. I want the same kind of effect for PowerPoint in Word. And so what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and click on PowerPoint. I'll click on Fly In here as well. Now for Word, I'll do the same thing. So very nice. You have the option there of grouping elements together so that you can animate them. Another benefit of grouping elements together, you can apply universal formatting to all of those objects there as well. And of course, we can always edit and make individual changes to these objects. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my grid lines here. So go ahead, pause the video, add some objects to your slide here, group them together, edit them, arrange them, and add some animation to them as well, and come right back. Welcome back. Let's talk about working with tables. Now, inserting tables into your presentation is a great way to be able to communicate data. So you don't really want to be speaking about data. You want to be able to kind of visualize it and give people a really nice infographic about your data. So there's several ways that we can actually insert a table. But notice right now, I have inserted a new slide with my title and content. And I have my content placeholder down here. That's just waiting for me to go ahead and insert a table by clicking on this table icon. Now, there are other ways that we can insert a table, specifically by going to our Insert tab. If we take a look over here in our Tables command group, we do have this drop down to be able to go ahead and insert a table. So what we'll do is we'll create two tables. We'll create one using our content placeholder on the bottom here, and then we'll go ahead and use the feature to use Excel to create our table for us. So let's go ahead and click on the table, insert table icon here, and ask you, well, how many columns do you want your table to be, and how many rows do you want it to be? Now we can adjust this later, and just for practice purposes, we'll just accept the defaults here. So right now we have 5 columns and 2 rows. I'll just go ahead and click OK. So it draws my table here, and notice that it's inheriting the table design based on the current theme. Remember, I'm using that iron boardroom theme, so it's inheriting some of these colors here. And that's why it's good to use a theme. It always gives you really nice colors that work together well here. So I can go ahead and just go ahead and start working on this table. So I figured what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and rate some of the Microsoft Office applications here. So I'll go ahead and type Excel. Well, first I'll put apps, the apps that I want to rate. And then maybe I'll put usage. So how often do I use them? And maybe I'll put my skill level here. Okay, so am I beginner, intermediate, or advanced? Now, over here, I can go ahead and just start writing my first app. I'll go ahead and enter Excel. And so notice, this is a fully functional table. So we have our columns that are going up and down. We have our rows that are going left to right here. So for Excel, I'll put every day. I use it every day. And I'll put skill, I'll put advanced for here as well. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to be able to go ahead and enter another row because we want to enter another application. We want to enter PowerPoint. So how do we do that? Can we press the Enter key? Nope, we can't do that. It's just expanding our current cell. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So now remember, we're working with an object here. So we do get the contextual menu, right? We get our contextual menu for our table design. And we also have a layout contextual menu as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the layout here because we want to be able to add another row or two for our next 2 applications here. So what I can do, if I go up here, let's kind of take a look at this menu and see what options we have under the layout here. So over here, we can view the grid lines if we want to. We can turn them off. We can interact here, which is for the rows and the columns, which is where we want to be. We want to be able to go ahead and insert a row below. Okay. And maybe we want to go ahead and delete those 2 columns to the right so we can interact with this menu here as well. Let's go ahead, take care of business first. We'll go ahead and insert a row below. We just need to be careful to make sure what row we're clicked on. So right now we want the row to be underneath this Excel. So we just make sure that we click anywhere inside of this row. And I'll insert a row below. And I know I need 2 because I want one for PowerPoint and for Word. So I'll put 2. So now we have 2 rows that are ready for input. What about these 2 columns over here on the right? I don't really want them. Actually, maybe I'll just keep one of them. So I'll delete this one to the right here. I'll go back up. This time I'll click on my delete option here. I can delete a column, the specific column that I'm clicked in, the specific row that I'm clicked in, or I can delete the entire table. I just want to go ahead and delete that last column. So now I'm good to go, right? So now I'll go ahead and I'll type in PowerPoint here. And I'll go ahead and type in Word as well. PowerPoint I use weekly, Word I also use daily. And I'll put advanced for all of them here. Very good. So I have my nice little table here. And I want to go ahead and now we inserted a row below. It's the same concept for inserting a column. We can just insert to the right, or we can insert a column to the left. But we don't really need another column here. Here, I'll just put my rating. Rating. And on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to give these here 5, 5, and 5. I love them all. So now what else can we do with this table? Well, we can go ahead and apply some more formattings as well. What if we want to kind of work on the alignment here, right? So we do have an alignment group, which is right up here. So just as if we were working in Excel, right now it's left align. We can center it, or we can right align it. We can establish the size of the row, the width of the column. Yeah, so they're all here for us that we can go ahead and use. So I'll go ahead, I'll just see if I can center everything here in my table. Notice it's just clicking, it's just center aligning this particular cell. So what I want to do, maybe if I click on select, maybe I can select the entire table. Now let's see if I can align everything. There we go. Everything is nice and centered, and I'm pretty much good to go now. So now I'm just going to go ahead and make some room here. Maybe I'll move my table over like so, because I want to place another table to the right. And just want to make sure everything is on one line there. And I can go ahead and resize individual columns like that if I want to. Okay. You can resize individual rows just by clicking in between, right in between the intersection there. And I'm just kind of want to move this around a little bit. We're just taking a look at the basic tools. There's some advanced tools that we can use for our table, but we're just taking a look at the basic tools right now. Okay, so we're able to insert our table just by using the content placeholder. So go ahead and insert your table using the content placeholder. We'll come back and then we'll go ahead and insert a table using the Excel command. Maybe I'll go ahead and align this by clicking on it. And let's see if I can align it and center this on my slide. Very good. I'll see you in a few. Okay, now let's talk about other ways to insert a table. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just remove my content placeholder here. I'll move my cursor to the border. Once it's selected, I'll press the delete key just to kind of move that out of the way there. And then what I'll do is I'm going to go up to my Insert tab, and we'll take a look at some other ways that we can insert a table. So here I am on my Insert tab. I'm going to go ahead and click on my Tables drop down here, and we'll take a look at two other options for creating a table. So I can go ahead and click on the table. One of the easiest ways to insert a table is right here. You can go ahead and actually draw your table. So we can do a 2x3 table, a 3x3, okay? And so if I were to go ahead and create this table here, now I can just go ahead and move it around here. And one thing we did not talk about when we created our first table was just the table styles option that we have up here. So we do have several options to create some styles. And this is a great opportunity to really make your table stand out. So depending on the colors that you've selected, we can apply this here. And look, we're just mousing over and it's giving us a nice preview of what our table will look like here as well. So the easiest way is just to go ahead and draw the table. But I don't want this table. We're going to go ahead and create an Excel table. So I want to delete this table. I'll click on my table here, go up to my Layout contextual menu. And over here on my left, I'm going to go ahead and delete the entire table. I'll go back to my Insert tab here. And this time, I'm going to click on the drop down. I want to use an Excel spreadsheet to create my table here. So I'll go ahead and click on that. It opens up, well, two things happened here. It gave us our small Excel table here. And if you take a look at the top, we notice that we have this Excel, right? We have our Excel ribbon tab up here at the top as well. So pretty cool. Now, this can be a little frustrating if you're not aware of how it works. So I'll do my best to kind of guide you to show you how it works here. The first thing we notice is that you get 4 cells here. So what you want to do is you just want to start typing in your headers. Okay, so in this case, we have the app. I'm going to press the tab key to move over to the next cell. And then we have usage. I'll press tab again. And we have skill. And then finally we have rating. I'm going to press the enter key so I can go to my next row here. And here I'm just going to go ahead and build Excel. I'll press enter to go to the next row. Put in PowerPoint. And I'll go ahead and press enter for Word. Now I can use my arrow keys just to kind of go back up here. So at this point, what you want to do, one thing to be mindful of is that whatever you see inside of this box is what is going to be displayed for your table once you're finished. So you want to make sure that you kind of expand this so that you can see all of your columns. Okay, so I'll go back over here. So all my columns, my 4 columns are being showed there. I want to grab this handle on the bottom to make sure I can see everything here. You want to make sure that you don't overexpand. For example, if I expand it here, it's going to include column E, which has no data. So the whole idea is you want to make sure that everything that you see here is what will show up on your table once you're finished. Because as soon as I click away from this table, it's going to close my Excel ribbon. It's going to present me with a table that I created here. Now, why would you want to use Excel to do this? Well, you do get the options here, the Excel ribbon. So we can apply some cell styles if we want to. Okay. If we want to go ahead and format this actually as a table, you can do that as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and start filling out my table here. And here I'll put daily. And because I'm using Excel, I can go ahead and drag these values down. Grab my fill handle here and drag down. And same thing for, I'll go ahead and type advanced. And I'll drag these down as well. Go ahead and type my rating as 5. So at this point, I can go ahead and make use of the menu and apply some formatting right within here from Excel. So if I wanted to go ahead and kind of center align everything, I can go ahead and make use of that menu. If I want to go ahead and apply maybe some cell styles to the headers, I can go ahead and do so. And so it's really up to us. So now I'm going to go ahead and click away. And here is my table. I can just go ahead and resize it. And there we go. Everything is center aligned. Now, how do I edit this table? What if I want to go ahead and make a change? Well, I can just go ahead and double click on it. And it opens up this Excel window for me again here. And now I can go ahead and make additional formats to it if I want to, which is very nice because if I have some numbers in here, I can make use of the numbering formats here as well. So this does give you more flexibility in terms of how you can create your table and how you can format it. So that's why you would want to use the Excel feature to insert your table. I'm going to go ahead and convert this to a table and see what options I have here. Maybe I'll give this a nice bluish tone here. Click OK. And let's see. Maybe I'll remove the filters. Click away. And so there you go. So I can always go back in by double clicking and making the change. Notice that PowerPoint is recognizing this as a shape. Okay, so if you click on shape format, a lot of these features are grayed out because you imported this from Excel. So go ahead and resize this. I'm going to resize this here. And let's see, maybe I'll go ahead and try to center align this one as well. You can make it as big as you want to. So go ahead and insert another table. You can either draw your table or you can go ahead and insert it from Excel. Get some practice, add some data to it, and come right back. Welcome back. Well, in our previous example, we expressed some of our data in the form of a table, which is a great way, but we decided we want to express our data in the form of a chart here. So we'll talk about working with charts. And notice I do have my similar layout here, my title and content. And this time what I want to do is I want to go ahead and make use of my content placeholder here. I'll go ahead and click on this option to insert a chart. I'll go ahead and do that. Now, inserting a chart, you get a lot of options here, and the process is actually more streamlined in terms of creating a chart. So the first thing we notice here is that we get our full menu for inserting a chart. So we can see all charts here, which is kind of what we're layered upon right now. And by default, we have this, column chart that we can use, but we can go ahead and insert various charts, line charts, pie charts, bar charts. If we have any templates created, we can go ahead and insert a template. Any recent charts will show up here as well. I was playing around with a pie chart, so it's kind of here. I'm going to go ahead, just for the purposes of this demo, I'll go ahead and just accept the default value, which is this clustered column chart here. I'll go ahead and click on that and click OK. And you'll notice that an Excel window opens up for us here as well. And so now we can expand this window as much as we'd like. It's not going to affect the outcome of our chart here. So right now it's giving us a clustered column chart. Notice we have 4 categories on the left, and we have an additional 3 series that are on the top as well. So if we take a look at our chart here on the bottom, we can kind of identify here are the different categories. And if we take a look at our legend, this gives us series 1, 2, and 3. So each category will have 3 different types of series represented here as well. Now we can change these. You don't have to accept these defaults. Maybe you just want to represent one thing. So what you can do, if we wanted to, we can go ahead and just kind of delete these 3 here, and that will shrink our chart. So that's perfectly fine. But let's go ahead and enter the same data that we entered before. And this time, what we want is we just want to go ahead and enter our applications here. So we'll enter Excel first. And then we'll go ahead and we'll grab Outlook this time. Go ahead and grab PowerPoint. And we'll grab Word. And in our series 1, we'll go ahead and we'll put, we'll put usage. And then we'll put skill. And we'll also go ahead and include the rating again as well. And this time, we surveyed some people, and they're providing us with some information here. And so Excel, maybe it's used only 3 days out of the week. So we'll type the number 3 here. Outlook is used every day for their email. Let's see, PowerPoint, maybe we'll put 3. Microsoft Word, we'll put 2 here as well. Varying skill levels from 1 to 5. We'll probably accept these values here. These are pretty, maybe we'll make this a 3. Okay, so for 1 to 5, we have some ratings here as well. So we'll put 4 here, 4, and then Word gets a 5. And so, as you can see, as we're adding values to this Excel sheet here, it's dynamically updating our chart here on the bottom. So if I wanted to go ahead and kind of just remove this data here, right, I can go ahead and delete this value and it will actually shrink my chart for me. But this is pretty fine. I'm going to go ahead and click on the X here, and that should go ahead and close it out for me. So here's my chart. I can go ahead and give it a title, and we'll just call it a survey. Okay, so our chart is ready. If we take a look at it here, we have 4 clusters, 1 for Excel, 1 for Outlook, 1 for PowerPoint, and 1 for Word. And if we're taking a look at the legend, we can see the values here as well. Now this chart is interactive. If we can just kind of mouse over it, it's giving us the values here as well. So you really want to think about what you're trying to communicate and how you're setting up your data. Okay. So now when we do click on the chart here, we do have some helpers over here on our right side, right? So from right here, we can go ahead and make some edits and some modifications to this chart. And specifically, we can go ahead and interact with the chart elements, such as the axes titles. And if we just kind of mouse over these, notice how it's just giving us a preview of what our chart would look like. So for example, here are the data labels. It shows the numerical values on top of each column. We can use a data table that kind of provides the table information on the bottom and the chart on the top as well. We can turn the grid lines off or on. We can turn the legends off or on. You might want to keep the legends on, right? Especially if you're showing this for the first time. And then we have some chart styles here. So if you don't like this, you can go ahead and change the chart style. Now look at this one. This one is pretty cool. It's it's kind of giving it a more report feel. So we have a lot of styles to choose from, 14 styles to choose from. This one looks pretty cool. Nice colors here. I'll go ahead and select that one. You can also change the color scheme if you want to. So we have different palettes to choose from here as well. We have some colorful, some monochrome themes here that you can choose from as well. I'll go ahead and maybe don't want to have too many colors here, but I do like this color scheme here. Go ahead and check that one. We do have options for some filters as well. If you want to go ahead, run some filters, you can do that based on different values. So you're getting the full functionality of an Excel chart here in PowerPoint, which is pretty cool. Again, you do get the contextual menu for our chart here. So we actually get 2. So if we go up to our menu here, right now we're on chart design. You can go ahead and do the same thing as you can change the chart style. We have various formats that we can affix to it as well. So all the features are here for you to fully customize this chart. The last thing I want to point out is that if you want to go ahead, you can change the chart type. Maybe you want to use a pie chart. Now just remember, if you do insert a pie chart, it's not really three-dimensional. So it allows you to kind of, so by default, it's giving us the usage here based on the values that we see here. So we can see that from our survey, most people are using Outlook on a daily basis here as well. Then if you want to go ahead and edit the data, you can go ahead and edit the data for this. It's just as simple as going in here, expanding our Excel table here, and making any changes as necessary by either adding rows or columns or removing them. You can do that as well. So just some basic chart features here, but the great thing is that Excel opens for you and allows you to really make some nice customizations to your chart here. Let's go ahead and insert a chart and try converting it to a pie chart as well. Have fun, play around with the elements and the styles, and then come right back. Welcome back. Well, let's go ahead and talk about morphing. Well, what exactly is morphing? Well, notice I'm currently on my transitions tab here. And if I click on my transitions tab, I do have an option right here for morph. So let's click on it or mouse over it and see what Microsoft says. Move things on the previous slide to their new locations on the current slide. To get the best results, duplicate a slide. Step 2, move things around. Step 3, apply the morph transition. Anything you add or delete will fade in or fade out. So really what we're doing is with the morph transition, as we transition from one slide to the next, it's also applying a fade animation for us as well. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at how it works here. So I've prepared a blank slide here. I've included some of the elements that we've worked on today. Here's our chart. Here's our table that we created. Here's our image that we inserted earlier. And here is our shape that we inserted earlier here as well. Now I will say the morph transition is a great feature to use when you have a slide that has several elements that you want to be able to go ahead and showcase on the corresponding slides. So think of the morph transition as a wonderful opportunity to showcase different parts of a whole. So right now, what I want to do, I have 4 parts here, and I want to use the morph transition to kind of go ahead and showcase these individually here. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and follow the instructions here for the morph. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and duplicate the slide. I'll click on this slide here, and I'll press Control D as in David. That duplicates the slide for me. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and move things around. I'm just going to do some rearranging here. I want, well, I don't want that. Maybe I'll make this a little smaller. Just want some room up here so I can put things up here as well. And maybe I want things to kind of go left to right here. So I'm going to make these pretty small. And my table. And finally, right here as well. Well, maybe I want to move things down a little bit, kind of move it away from my top of my screen there. So let's try to move these and keep them aligned. So right now I'm moving things around. And so PowerPoint is going to realize, hey, you move things around. And so these things are going to slowly drift into their new location. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and go back to that first slide here, and I'll hold down the control button. I'll select this slide as well. And under my transitions, I'm going to go ahead and click on Morph. Okay. And look at that. So I just morphed these two. All I did, I just duplicated this slide, moved things around. I'm going to go ahead and play this in reading view so we can see how things are morphing as we get to our next slide here. So run this in reading view. So this is our first slide we know that we want to talk about our chart, our table, our shape, and our image there. If I click next, that's how it's moving things around for us. Pretty cool. I'm gonna press escape to stop that. Now what I want to do is maybe I'll just add a few text boxes in here just to kind of make this a little more interesting. I'll add a text box here, one for each. And I'll just put a little caption for each of them. I'm going to duplicate these text boxes by clicking on the text box here, pressing Control D 1, 2, 3 times. So I can have a text box for each of these guys. I'll move this over. Not really worried too much about alignment right now, just for the sake of time. I'm gonna go ahead and so I'll give each of these a caption, right? So maybe here I'll say it with a chart. And maybe here say it with a table. And maybe here I'll say better with shapes. And finally, over here, put enhance images. Okay, very good. Okay. So now let's go back and run this again. See how this looks. Okay, very good. So now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this one. Okay, so this one has the wording on it. I'll press Control D, duplicate this slide. And this time what I'll do is I want to remove everything. I just want to showcase my chart here. So I'll kind of grab these other objects here. I'll delete them. I'll also apply the morphing transition to here. Let's see if it's already there. Okay, so let's take a look and run this again. Okay, here's our second one, moves things around. And let's see here. Okay, so now we get to this next slide. So now we're only seeing our chart. Let's showcase our shape next here. Okay, let's go ahead and showcase that. I think that looks good. Let's go ahead and take it a step further. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and kind of have a slide just for each of these objects here. So if we want to do that, we're going to have to duplicate this slide now. We'll do this 4 times because we have 4 objects. So we want to go ahead and duplicate this slide 4 times. So Control D, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And so what we'll do is on our first slide, we only want to see our chart. So we're going to go ahead and remove these other elements here. Go ahead and remove all of these. And for our second slide, we want to show our shapes. So we'll remove everything and leave the shapes. And next, we want to showcase our table. Oh. So we're going to remove everything else here, just leave our table. And then finally, we just want to be able to showcase our image here. Now we could leave it like this, but what's really nice if we can come back together. Remember, we started with this slide and we broke it up into different pieces here. But what would be really cool is if we morph back into that original slide. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this slide as well. pressing Control D. And I'll move this to the end, all the way to the end. So just a quick recap, we're going to go ahead and start here. We're going to morph into this with our text boxes on the bottom. We'll showcase our chart, then we'll showcase our shape, our table, our image, and then we'll bring it all back together. Notice how the morph is already applied to all of these. So let's go ahead and run it. Let's go ahead and run it, see what it looks like. Okay, so it's morphing into our second slide there. Third slide, just our chart. Next slide, just our shapes, table, images. Everything morphs back together into this one here as well. Okay. Very good. Just a basic example of how to use the morph. But just remember, duplicate that first slide and move things around, and then just continue those steps for the corresponding slides, and you'll be good to go. So go ahead and practice with that. Go ahead and create a blank slide and add some objects on there. Duplicate that one and then move things around. Have some fun practicing with the morph transition. Come right back. Welcome back. Well, hopefully you had fun using the morph feature there. I have included a slide here with some instructions in terms of accomplishing the morph feature that we just demonstrated here. So you can feel free to pause the video at this point, take a look at those instructions, and make sure that you can go ahead and apply the morph transition there as well. Well, it's time to wrap up. I'm going to scroll down to my last slide here. I do have a slide prepared for us that talks about reviewing. I'm going to go ahead and move this down to the end here. And so it's come to that time. You're finished with your presentation. And so there's a few things that you want to kind of do to kind of wrap up here. And one of the first things you want to do is you want to go ahead and make use of that review tab on our ribbon to go ahead and perform some actions here. Specifically, you want to make sure that you go ahead and check your grammar. And we're going to go ahead and check our accessibility as well. So on our review tab, we'll go ahead. We have our big spell checker here that's available for us. The shortcut key is F7. Go ahead and check our spelling. Yay! No grammatical errors here. You can go ahead and click OK. Now I do want to talk about the accessibility checker here, and I'll quickly mouse over it so we can gain some insights as to what it is. So it says keep it inclusive. Let us make sure that your file follows accessibility best practices. We'll help you fix issues quickly with easy to follow directions or recommendations. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And notice this is very, very intuitive. It's really taking a really deep look at your presentation here, and it's going to provide you with some really, really good feedback as well. So notice we do have an actual accessibility contextual menu over here that allows us to do a lot of different things. But the main thing we want to focus on over here, we get this pane over here relating to accessibility. And as you can see, if we have any errors, it will let us know that we have errors. And if we have any warnings, it will tell us that we have warnings as well. So for example, right now it's telling me that I have 29 instances where I have missing alternative text. I have a few slides that are missing the slide title. Those were my morphing slides that I negated to have a title on them as well. Then we have some warnings. So we have some hard to read text based on contrast. And then we have some reading order errors here as well. This is very, very intuitive. It's very, very exhaustive. I'm just going to highlight a few of these options here. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and click on this warning here for hard to read text contrast. And notice it will actually show you exactly where this is located. So if I click on this, it brings me to this table. And here on the bottom, it's kind of giving me more information. Okay. So why should I fix it? It's saying the text becomes difficult to read when its color is too similar to the color behind it. And it's also giving me steps to fix it as well. And this is just really, really cool. I would recommend everyone go ahead and run this accessibility tool before you present your PowerPoint here. So the steps: increase the contrast by changing the color of the font or by changing the table style. So I can go ahead and click it, just change the table style here as well. And let's see another. So here, it's saying that we're missing some alternative text here, which I am. I did not provide alternate text for these objects here. And why fix? Alternative text for shapes can describe the shape for people who can't see the screen. And so for some people who are using screen readers or persons with visual impairments, it's really necessary for us to go ahead and provide some alternative text here as well. So they're right over here, all the options for you. We can go ahead and we can provide alternate text. Okay, we can type it right in there as well. So at this point, after we run our accessibility checker, kind of just went through that list there, I'm gonna go ahead and close this for now. It will take me some time to kind of clean those up, so I will not do that right now. What we also want to do, we want to go ahead and save our presentation. So I'm going to head over to our File tab. We want to save and we want to print. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the Save button. And because I already did Save As earlier, it's just updating that for me. So now I'll go ahead and click on my file. And if I want to print this, I can take a look at the printing options just by clicking on Print. And I have several options here. This is kind of the, the default printer menu that we receive here. So I can start by selecting my printer here. Maybe I'll just choose this Print to PDF printer. And you can always take a look at your printer properties if you need to make any adjustments there. And I can make a decision here. I can either print all slides in the presentation. Or if I click on this drop down, I can print a selection, only print selected slides. I can select the current slide if I want to, or I can specify, I just want to print a specific range as well. So notice here on the bottom, right now, I do have 19 slides. And so I can actually preview them here by just cycling to the left or to the right. So maybe these morphing slides, I don't really want to include them. So in that case, I'll go ahead and just kind of use a custom range to say, I don't want those particular slides here to be here as well. But in this case, I'll just go ahead and keep it regular, print all slides. You can choose color, you can choose grayscale, and it gives you a nice preview on the right of what it will look like. Let me go to one of my other slides here. We'll stay on that one. Or we can do black and white. And this is good because, as you can see, if you print this in black and white, a lot of the features will not show up here. So obviously color is your best option here as well. So then the other option that we have in here in terms of how we want to deliver our presentation. So we can present this. We can send this to someone via a file, or we'll see in another tutorial how we can share this with other people. Or another option is to go ahead and export it. So what if someone does not have PowerPoint where they can actually read this presentation? Well, what you can do is export it as a PDF. It's as simple as clicking on Export. And once you get here, you have the option right here to go ahead and export it as a PDF. Now notice I am getting a warning here. We have recommendations that will make the PDF easier for people with disabilities to read. So you want to make sure that you go ahead and check that as well. But at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and click on Create PDF. I'll get my dialog window here. And it's just a matter of saving it, giving it a name. Go ahead and saving it. I do have other options that are available in here as well. If I want to select certain pages, basically another type of print menu here as well. And once I go ahead and publish that, it's going to open up in a PDF. And it will look pretty nice. The only thing is that you will not have the opportunity to run transitions and animations because they're kind of frozen to each of your slide there as well. Last order of business, I'll go ahead and maybe I'll add another transition here to the rest of my document. Maybe I'll have kind of everything fade in here. And then once I have that in from slide to slide, maybe I'll go ahead and apply that to all of my slides here as well. Okay. So we're all good. So go ahead and run the accessibility checker. Go ahead and make sure you run your spell check. Make sure you also save that file. Go ahead and export your presentation as a PDF and see how it looks for you. Go ahead and take care of those things and come right back. Well, that was fun taking a look at PowerPoint 2021 in our introductory tutorial here and just seeing what they have to offer. We spent some time just taking a look at the interface and the basic navigation. We were able to go ahead and create a presentation and apply some themes there as well. We talked about inserting objects in terms of how to format them and edit them. We inserted several shapes and images and took a look at the formatting tools there as well. We're also able to just talk about aligning or grouping objects together. We're able to go ahead and insert a table, insert a chart, and to really talk about animations and transitions there as well. Well, hopefully you were able to pause this video. Hopefully you were able to practice some of the outcomes that we discussed. And I hope to see all of you in a future tutorial. Have a wonderful day.